Welcome back to another episode of No Rules, Random Thoughts of a Swiftie. I am your host, Brianna Peters. I am so excited for another episode and to talk about the future of Taylor's career post Eras Tour. But before we get into all of that, all my plugs, and also just a thank you for listening, for subscribing, for reviewing, for watching, for following on socials if you do, if you're commenting, if you're telling me your thoughts, if you're emailing me your random Swiftie thoughts. I am having so much fun and I really appreciate it. So you can email the show at norulesswiftiepod@gmail.com. You can find the show on Instagram and on TikTok at norulesswiftiepod. And you can find me in those places at Brianna May Peters. When I was thinking about this episode in particular, my note just says, what's after the Eras Tour for Taylor? Like, I really do have this woman consuming a lot of my thoughts and energy and time, being a part of the community. That's what you sign up for. So I was thinking Eras Tour is such a huge thing. It's so monumental. It's breaking all these records. It's insane the amount of shows that she's doing, how long she's doing it for, making sure that she's going to these places she hasn't been in a long time, or maybe even ever internationally across the world. I feel like what she's doing is giving Swifties worldwide a real chance to connect and see these old albums play out the way that they never got to. And it is so exciting to watch the live streams, to watch people's videos. It's all over all my socials. I can't get enough. I've seen the sets through people's videos so many times, all the costumes, all the dancers, everything, the lights, the production, obviously Taylor herself, Queen Taylor, is killing it all the time. And as much as Eras Tour is so monumental, I just can't help but think, like, what's next? What's coming up next for her? And I just want to say, this is for fun. I don't know what's next for her. I'm just putting out random things into the world. And if what I'm saying doesn't really agree with what you're hoping with, that's fine. We're allowed to have differing opinions. But I think for me, when I think about Taylor, her work has always brought so much joy to people. And I think it really helps her to work on her songs and writing and music and coming up with new things in these eras and the themes and everything that she puts into it, the music videos. I think she obviously gets a lot out of it. But when you have a song like The Prophecy on TTPD that's so gut-wrenching because you just know she wrote it from her perspective of her life, I do kind of hope that she gives herself time to take a break from the work. And as a Swiftie, I know what I'm saying is hurting only me because I'm not going to get some form of Taylor entertainment. But I think she's deserved it 10 times over, not only to take a break, but to get to do something fun or for her. But if that is to get married, her and Travis to get married, if that's to plan a wedding, to have a wedding, if that's to have children, if it's to have children first and then a marriage or no marriage, whatever her version of happy is in her personal life, I think that's my biggest hope for Taylor after the Eras Tour. Now, if that's not the plan, that's fine. Because only she knows her life and what's best for her. But if it is work, can I just say, I want to circle back to this great idea someone had called Cowboy Like Me, the movie. It was me. I was hoping that maybe this could get on Taylor's desk in front of her. So feel free to send it her way because I do think that is a worthwhile investment. It's her own song. And she would do all the writing, directing, the starring, and she would do a lot of work. So she'd really own all parts of it. So I think that could work for her. But yeah, I think whether it's films and diving into full feature-length movies, if it's another album, I just don't know what could possibly come next because I think I always have a good temperature gauge on like, oh no, she would do this or she wouldn't do this. And then TTPD was 100% like, you're so wrong. You don't know what her next move is. What is that thing? Never let them know your next move. she threw me for a loop. I had no idea. I was convinced that she would not announce an album. And my husband was sitting there on the couch, what was that, for the Grammys, where she announced it? And he's like, so a lot of people are saying she's going to announce an album. And I was like, no, if anything, it's just Reputation. Like, not just Reputation. I'm so sorry to do Reputation dirty like that. Not just Reputation, but I mean like a re-release, not a new album. Because in my head, I was like, there's no way. Eras Tour merch, Eras Tour posters, the pictures, the sets, the set list, the set design, like everything was so set. And then she released a whole new album, double, 31 songs. I clearly have no idea what's going on in the world of Taylor Swift. So whatever it is that happens after this, whether it's personal, professional, obviously it's all going to happen in some way or form. But I mean like the next thing. What do you think the very next thing Taylor Swift is going to do after Eras Tour? I'm kind of hoping, honestly, it's an engagement. It's fun to plan a wedding. It's crazy, but she's got money. So she got people that are going to help her, and she deserves it. She deserves that sort of like personal happiness to turn the prophecy around and have it not be what she unfortunately, was going through and feeling and wrote out in that song, to have her life like take a turn and to be able to explore this area in different ways, I think would make the Swifties very happy for her and her life in the way that she wants it to go. If it is professional, I really do hope it's a movie. Whatever, if it's not Cowboy Like Me, that's not a huge deal. But I really am hoping for some sort of full-length film directed by Taylor. And I think it's only a matter of time. Like I said, I remember hearing something about her signing up to do one, but I don't know. That was so long ago. There's so much news in between, then I can't keep up with everything. So whatever it is, if it's a full-length film, I think it would be amazing. I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but I feel like we're getting robbed of music videos lately. Like the last couple albums have only had like one or two music. Well, Midnight's was the last one that had like 4 music videos. So I guess I'm being kind of dramatic. It's more the re-releases, and then TTBD, we only had the one. So I was like, I'm ready for more. So I know she's doing a lot. But before Eras Tour ends, I think we should definitely get another music video for TTBD. And I Can Do It With a Broken Heart is officially announced as a single. So I would imagine that that's the next one to get a music video. But I'm excited to see that she has been directing her music videos. I was on her website, and they have a section they have directed pieces by Taylor, and they have all the credits. And I was looking through each one since she's been directing her music videos, and her team is very small. There's not a ton of people, not her team, like people she's hired to help out with these music videos. And she uses a lot of the same people. And I think that's great that she found like a core group. All the music videos are insane. The CGI, the way things are shot, shows us those behind the scenes things like on YouTube, and she's very meticulous. She's very detailed. She knows exactly what she wants. And I'm so excited that by happenstance, she started directing, but I think it has opened this new door of creativity. And since she has started directing, these are some of my favorite music videos. I think that's why I selfishly just want more, because she's doing the directing and nobody knows and understands her art better than her. So yeah, I feel like we have to get I Can Do It With a Broken Heart music video, which, what a sad bop. What a beautiful sad bop that is. I can't imagine what the music video for that would look like. It's got to be Eras Tour related, I would imagine. I hope that's a music video. I hope we get, please, maybe another one or two. I just want more music videos from TTBD. There's so many songs. For it to have one music video would be criminal. But, there's a lot of things in this community. Like the fact that we never got Getaway Car as a single, and okay, fine. Not everything is the way we want it to be, but I think if we could get more music videos, then she switches over to personal, engagement, marriage, if she wants kids, that, and then after and during all of that, something she's directed movie-wise, Call Me Happy. And then after that, another album, and then on and on. And so it goes, because we are never satisfied. As a community, we want more and more from Taylor Swift. So in my last episode, I kind of talked about some of the comments that I've been getting on Instagram and on TikTok. And I have a couple from YouTube that I wanted to go over, because I think as a community, we can definitely relate. On YouTube, on my episode 1, Significant Soil 5345 said, I was 20 when Reputation released. Heard the songs in passing here and there, never played them, but the amount I heard, I resonated hard. Then I watched Miss Americana and got to learn the lore behind Rep and everything Taylor. That's that. No turning back after that. I'm a proud Swiftie. I love Reputation. We'll go absolutely feral on the release of Rep TV, but I adore Folklore and Evermore. I have both of the album poster on my bedroom wall. I love them so much. Same. Speaking of things we were robbed of, Evermore was robbed of a lot. Like, I thankfully got Willow, but oh my God, there's just so many good songs on Evermore. Evermore and Folklore for me it was hard to say that Evermore wasn't in my top 3. Like, they seem conjoined to me. I know they're sister albums, but they're so similar yet so unique in their own right. That Folklore and Evermore, I do kind of like to wrap them up into one. And yeah, I agree. We're all going to go absolutely feral for Rep TV. And I love that, your journey to Swiftiedom is your own, and that you had, kind of heard those things in passing. But Miss Americana, I think, was an amazing opportunity that I don't think we quite recognized how intense that documentary was going to be. I know I didn't. And to see Taylor behind the scenes like that, to get to see the good and the bad, and watch her go through the process of writing Lover. And I love Miss Americana. I've seen it so many times. And it's definitely worth a watch if you haven't seen it. I would imagine that you have, but just in case you haven't, I agree. You should definitely go watch. All right, so that's it for this episode. I know it wasn't too crazy in on anything except just what I hope to see from Taylor in the future. I don't know. The Eras Tour is insane. It's unprecedented. I can't believe that we live in this same time as Taylor and we get to see this happen. I definitely want to hear from you and get your thoughts on what's next, what you hope, and maybe what you think, because sometimes those aren't always the same two things. You can email the show, norulesswiftiepod@gmail.com. But that's it from me on episode, 6? I can't believe it. Can't wait to get to episode 13. What a mile marker that will be. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.